You've been feeling off for 2 days. Nothing dramatic. Maybe a headache. Maybe you're coming down with something. You haven't said anything. You're going about your day normally, but your dog won't leave your side. They're following you room to room. They keep sniffing you. They're resting their head on your lap more than usual. And when you finally sit down, they press against you and stay there, like they're standing guard. Most people notice this and think, "That's weird, my dog is acting clingy." But researchers studying canine olfactory detection, behavioral responses to human illness, and the science of medical alert dogs have found that your dog isn't being clingy. They're responding to chemical changes in your body that you're not aware of yet. Your dog can smell illness, not metaphorically, literally. And the behavior shift you're seeing isn't random. It's your dog reacting to information their nose is gathering from your breath, your sweat, your skin. They know something is wrong before you do. And once you understand how that's possible, you'll never dismiss that clingy behavior again. Let's start with the science of scent and disease, because this is where it stops sounding like folklore and starts sounding like peer-reviewed medicine. When your body is fighting infection, inflammation, cancer, diabetes, seizures, any physiological disruption, your metabolism changes. Those changes produce volatile organic compounds, VOCs, chemical signatures that are released through your breath, sweat, urine, and skin. You can't smell them, your dog can. Dogs have up to 300 million olfactory receptors compared to your 6 million. The part of their brain dedicated to processing smell is 40 times larger than yours proportionally. But it's not just sensitivity, it's discrimination. Dogs can isolate individual compounds within complex mixtures. Your sweat contains hundreds of chemicals. Your dog can detect the one that's elevated because your immune system is activated. They can smell the metabolic byproducts of a fever before your temperature has risen measurably. They can detect blood sugar changes in diabetics before the person feels symptoms. They can smell hormonal shifts associated with pregnancy, thyroid disorders, even oncoming seizures. This isn't anecdotal, it's documented. Trained medical alert dogs can detect blood sugar drops in diabetics with over 90% accuracy. Cancer detection dogs can identify malignant tumors in breath or urine samples with accuracy rates that rival some lab tests. Seizure alert dogs can warn their owners minutes to hours before a seizure occurs, giving them time to get to a safe location. The mechanism is scent. The dogs are smelling disease. And while trained medical alert dogs are specifically conditioned to respond to these scents, untrained pet dogs can detect them too. They just don't have a trained response, so instead their behavior changes. They become more attentive, more protective, more proximate. They're not trying to alert you in the formal sense, but their brain has registered that your scent profile has changed, and that change is significant enough to alter their behavior around you. Now let's talk about what this looks like in your everyday pet dog. If you're sick, even mildly sick, your dog might follow you more, lie next to you when they'd normally be somewhere else, sniff you repeatedly, especially your breath, your hands, your face. Rest their head on the part of your body that's affected. People with abdominal pain report their dogs resting their head on their stomach. People with migraines report their dogs sniffing their head. It's not random. The dog is orienting toward the source of the scent change. They're investigating, trying to figure out what's different. In some cases, dogs become protective when their owner is ill. But here's the complication. Not all illness detection is accurate. Some dogs are highly sensitive and respond to minor physiological changes that aren't medically significant. You ate something that changed your gut bacteria. You're stressed, and your cortisol is elevated. You're ovulating, and your hormone levels shifted. All of those produce scent changes, and a sensitive dog might respond behaviorally, even though nothing is wrong. That's a false positive. It's not harmful, but it can make you anxious if you don't understand what's happening. The dog isn't predicting something terrible. They're just noticing a change. The key is pattern recognition. If your dog's behavior changes suddenly and you feel fine, monitor yourself over the next day or two. If symptoms develop, the dog was detecting early-stage illness. If nothing happens, the dog was responding to a scent change. That wasn't medically significant. Both are real. One is useful. The other is just noise. Now let's talk about the dogs who don't respond to illness at all, because not every dog does this. Some dogs are scent-oriented by temperament and training. Hounds, sporting breeds, working dogs, they're more likely to notice and respond to scent changes. Other dogs are less scent-focused. Sight hounds, some toy breeds. They rely more on vision and social cues than olfaction. It's not that they can't smell illness, it's that their brain doesn't prioritize scent information the same way. If your dog doesn't act differently when you're sick, that doesn't mean they don't care. It means their sensory processing is weighted differently. There's also a training component. Dogs who've been reinforced for attentive behavior, dogs who get praise and attention when they check on you, are more likely to continue that behavior. Dogs who've been ignored or pushed away when they try to investigate are less likely to persist. Behavior is shaped by consequences. If your dog learns that approaching you when you're not feeling well results in positive interaction, they'll do it more. If they learn it results in nothing or worse, being pushed away, they'll do it less. The instinct to detect the scent is still there. The behavioral response is what gets shaped. Now let's talk about the emotional component, because this is where it becomes more than just scent detection. Some dogs don't just notice when you're sick, they become distressed. They pace, they whine, they refuse to eat. They stay so close to you that they're underfoot constantly. That's not just detection, that's anxiety. The dog has registered that something is wrong, and their nervous system is responding with worry. They don't understand illness. They don't know you'll recover. What they know is that your normal scent profile has changed, your behavior has changed, and in their world, change often signals danger. So they stay close, monitor, wait for the threat to resolve. For some dogs, especially those with strong attachment bonds, their owner being sick is genuinely stressful. The dog isn't overreacting. They're responding to a situation their brain categorizes as abnormal and potentially threatening. If your dog becomes highly anxious when you're sick, the best thing you can do is maintain as much routine as possible. The dog has learned that your baseline scent is different now, and they've adjusted their behavior to match. In households where someone is chronically ill, it's common for the dog to bond most strongly with that person. Not because the person is training them, because the dog's caregiving instinct has activated. The person who needs the most care often becomes the person the dog monitors most closely. That's not random. That's the dog responding to vulnerability with proximity. It's pro-social behavior. Has your dog ever acted strange before you realized you were getting ill? And if you've ever wondered why your dog hides food like they're preparing for the apocalypse, that's the last video. And the evolutionary explanation will show you it's not hoarding, it's survival strategy written into their DNA.